I'm too loud now. Let me start again. What I'm doing here is basically a commercial, a self-promotion, shameless self-promotion. And I'm talking about, first in great silence, the crypto alerts packages and what I've put together here. Then I went over some history and I talked about how we've been doing this alerts, the bull market alert watch for months now, almost every day, coming through and checking to see if things match up to the simple trading plan, which is a break of a downtrend line, a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and then the exponential moving average crossover, looking at the markets on a 12-hour bar time frame. And as I was saying here, and you couldn't hear, all the way through September and October, things were looking like we were at the very beginning of the bull market. And by about the 26th of October, it was looking fantastic. Everything was ready to break. We had 1, 2, 3 bottom formations breaking out. We had many markets crossing over the 1, 2, 3, the exponential moving average. But as you know, prices started to pull back from there and started to fail off. And we can see by these red lines that very few of them were buy signals or alerts, and many more of them were potential fails or real fails where they were going down to new market lows. And we can see the color coding of it here, where green is good, yellow is almost good, but orange is bad, red is bad, blue is bad. And here on the 14th of November, it was what I call Bitcoin Hell Day. It was the first major breakout of that descending wedge triangle that you have done so well to have shorted the Bitcoin market on, or moved all of your alts into a stable coin would have been a good strategy. So on the 20th, we did a video called Crash Triage to find out which of the cryptos were actually doing anything. The 21st of November, we started changing strategies a little bit so that we were now paying attention to the 1, 2, 3 bottom formations on the 4-hour bars and even some of the 1-hour bars. And you can see here by the color coding that we had some alerts that turned into a trade, then turned into a fail, where the markets pumped and then they failed back. They pumped and they failed back. And it ended up costing a whole bunch of entries and exits, as many of the markets were doing fake out breakouts on those time frames, which really highlights why the simple trading plan has evolved into using the 12-hour bars to stand back away from trying to catch the wave and instead wait for the tide to come in and start to change. So what I did is as I was doing all this stuff, people were asking for more information, like saying, what should I do as the entry level? What should I do as the stop level? Can you just send me all this information every day instead of me having to watch an hour-long video about what's actually going on? So what that evolved into is a new spreadsheet, and I'll go back to the base of the spreadsheet, where I started to track the entry level, the target level, the stop loss level, the type of trade, and then this gives us data on the risk that we'll be taking. And you can see this is a positive risk because the stop has already been moved up just above our entry point. Our target level, a negative risk reward ratio, means that the price is already positive and we've got our stop loss moved up above the entry point. So a negative risk reward ratio is great. Then we also have our open and profit and loss. Things that are not an alert or a trade or anything, we have all these division by 0 and minus 100 because there's no data for these formulas to calculate. Then we also have the trades that are open, that we're holding. This was an entry on the 123 Satoshi. Right now the market's at 157. Our stop loss is at 149, so we're guaranteed 21% profit. But our target is 218, which would be a 77% profit. So if this comes down now from its price, it's pretty close to our stop loss, then we'd be kicked out with holding our profit, which isn't bad at all. But of course, this is still a bunch of information here, and how do you sort through that? What I've done is I've created filters so that only the alerts show up here, so that the things that are current alerts, I guess I have to change this BTC value where it's pulling from. So it's changing so that we can see when the alert was put up, when the alert was made live, and we can follow along and just keep our mind on these coins. Another thing that I've added in is the screenshots of each of these so that we can graphically see where the entry level is in the bottom of the screen square, where the stop loss is, and where our projected target is, where we'll look to take profit. Here's another one where we have the entry level and the target level. Library credits entry level, should it come up to those levels, then the stop loss will be put on as well as the entry and their profit target level. Here's Loom, where we have the profit, the entry level just above and the stop loss just below. So if we hit that, then our stop loss will be put on right away. And this is our emergency stop loss. So we also have another filter where it shows the trades that we are actually holding and what is our open profit and loss right now. What's our risk? Because these ones have a positive risk because we have the stop loss already moved up above our entry point. And you can see that we have in Ripple a guaranteed 62%, a target of 226%, and it's holding at 71% profit right now. And this is a trade that we put on September the 20th when the prices broke above that 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. And it isn't in considering our add-on position on that. So Namecoin, we went into that trade on November the 23rd. Let me pull this up. And I can't zoom into this, but we got into it right off this kickoff here, and prices are still in the green on us for us on that trade. Let me close a bunch of these. So this is all well and good. Another thing that I started to do is to take a look at all of the markets on Binance. All of them. And there are, let me scroll down, 148 markets on Binance where I go through and I look at the alerts and I create the screenshot. I have the target level, our entry level, what our risk would be, what our reward would be, and if it is an open trade that we are actually holding, what is the current profit and loss. I've done the same thing where I have filtered down so that we can see the low cap coins on Binance that are 50 cents and less. Those are the alerts. Here are the trades that we actually have on, and the risk to reward ratio on this one is negative because we are already holding that at a profit. I also have the high cap coins that are under 50 cents as alerts, and we have the over 50 cent coins that are showing an alert pattern, in addition to the coins that are showing a hold pattern. So instead of giving you access to the spreadsheet where you've got to go through and figure all that out, what I've done is I've put this together as a package as a membership area in the website. And so the website now pulls in the specific spreadsheet, so you can come in here, log in, and you can see what is the alert, what is the entry, the profit target, what is our stop loss, what would our risk and reward be, the risk to reward ratio, and also the screenshots of each of these markets so that you can go through and you can check out to see what is coming up. So I'm surprised to see XMR in here myself, but there it is, our entry level, our profit level. And I try not to personally judge each one of them. I just try to see what the market is telling me and then follow along. If it matches the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, the exponential moving average crossover, then that turns into a trading signal. In addition to all of this information and boiling it down so that it's in the website where you can see the alerts, the open trades, you also get to see all of the markets that turned into closed trades, that were finished trades. And many of them, as you can imagine, if we are trading these small 1, 2, 3 bottom formations on the 4-hour bars, many of them over the last couple of weeks have been, or the last week and a half, have been getting nailed, where we see a market pumping and then fading back, pumping and then fading back. And so it really helps as an educational resource to start to get the feel for not only the trading signals and the stop losses in them, but also so that you can learn and see and get that pattern recognition in your mind of why it's important to wait until the markets are really taking off before you're jumping into these markets, so that you are not getting into a whole bunch of trades that look like a springboard trade entry, and we see the before and then we see the after. Make sure I do the same one here, GNT, and the after effect of GNT, where the final profit was minus 15%. So here is, we've got too many things open here now. Let me try that again. GNT and after GNT. So here is before. This is what we were looking at as the price chart. And we put our profit target in, we put our stop loss in, and then this is after, which is zoomed in differently than before, but we can see where our entry level was, what the prices did. It was so exciting, and then they came down and hit our stop loss. And so you get all this data, plus you get the educational background where I'm doing videos to explain why you should use rule number 1 and rule number 2 in your trading, how to set up your position sizes, how to do stop losses manually so when the market is not proving you correct, you don't wait for the market to prove you wrong. The losses are always much bigger. But instead, we get rid of this trade right away if it starts to come back where it's not profitable and it's not proving us correct. So all sorts of new things now coming together with the crypto alerts packages. And these are paid products that'll save you a whole bunch of time and hopefully help you make a whole bunch of money. Right now, it's on beta prices where you can save 45%. And if you join now on these beta prices, you keep that price level in perpetuity for as long as you are a subscriber. You will save 45% every single time it renews. And so that is the short little 16-minute, and it should have been 8 minutes, but I had my sound turned off at the beginning. That's the short little live stream I'm going to be doing right now. Later, I'll do another live stream where I'll go through the entire thing of Poloniex, and we'll do the bull market watch study on that. If you're interested in also learning about everything that's going on Binance, all of the coins on Binance, all 147 markets, then you'll be interested in the mega package of the alerts deal where I go over 200 different cryptocurrencies and keep you up to date on all of them. So I'm spending the hours combing through the markets, making the alerts, the entry level, exit level, the screenshots, so that you can take minutes to quickly zoom through them and find the markets that are fitting your best trading strategies. So I'll sign off for there, and I'll be back for another one. Hey, Snorkel Puss, I didn't know you were from Alberta. That's a great country out there, Alberta. But anyway, I'm going to sign off here from Winnipeg, Canada, and I will be on for another live stream later this afternoon where we'll go through the bull market watch and find out what's going on now with the price of Bitcoin and all of the altcoins. Cheers, and thanks again for tuning in.